How's it going today, guys? Forgive me for not making a video for the past couple weeks. I do intend to get it regularly back on schedule. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about living in truth and not fear. Now, this is kind of a contentious sort of topic, but generally speaking, most people can agree that you should not lie. You should tell the truth. These are fundamental principles that, despite being well known, are not easily followed. I'm going to be talking about the ways that you can go about being more truthful in your own life and the ways that I've kind of handled it personally. First and foremost is you have to be honest, even if it hurts. This is important because if you're not able to live honestly, not only do you not build trust with others, but you also sacrifice the relationships that you're in. If you're not being honest with yourself and with others, people pick up on this. People who live in authentically showcase it throughout the rest of their lifestyle. On the contrary, people that live according to their principles and according to their truth find themselves in a position that they are very content and very satisfied with where they're at and are excited to where they're going. You want to be in a place to where you're happy with where you're at and you're excited for where you're going. If you're doing that, that could mean that you are living truthfully. This isn't to say that at every opportunity you should spout out what you perceive to be the truth, disregarding any sort of social context or any sort of belief. All I am arguing is that you should not purport any falsehoods in what you say. You should be able to understand that you are living in accordance with your principles, that you are not faking it, that you are not lying. Even if it is for a socially strategic reason, a strategic lie is still a lie. Even if the lie is covered up with good intentions, it's never going to procure the exact amount of satisfaction and results that you might think it will. I would argue that you should forego expedient placation for temporary uncomfortability if that means you're speaking the truth. To expound upon this, you should not be settling when it comes to the truth. You should not be saying, well, I want to put the Band-Aid over the gaping wound just so I have something to put it on. That Band-Aid is a lie, conceptually speaking, of course. For example, pretend you have a friend that perhaps has been giving you some grief over the past few years. You let this go undetected in their eyes. You let this go just because you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable or perhaps suggest that they're not doing something right. Your intentions are great. You feel as though you are morally upright in not wanting to hurt the other's feelings or perhaps point out a potential flaw that could be damaging to the relationship and in fact is. This is important that you bring it up, that you speak. This is the time that you should be actionable with your words. You should say, hey, I don't feel properly about this. You never know what could happen. Perhaps that friend could see where he really went wrong and he could understand that, perhaps I could have done this a little better. Perhaps I could have maintained our relationship a little bit better by doing these things and living a bit more authentically. If you're able to bring this up, if you're able to see the confidence within yourself and say, this needs to be spoken. Don't let it fester in your mind, because not only will it grow and have you end up resenting the person that you're in a relationship with, you're going to end up resenting yourself for not saying anything. You need to live completely authentically. If you're not living authentically, you're not going to be fulfilled. These practices extend beyond relationships and other people. They're a daily practice that you must practice within yourself. These principles are something that you need to take with you in your daily motivational routines. You need to understand that not only am I supposed to live authentically with the relationships that I'm seeing with others, but I also need to relate to myself in an authentic way, to where I'm not lying or betraying myself in any way. You are not morally upright if you're betraying your values and your being for the sake of somebody else's feelings, thoughts, or aspirations. If you live that long in such an inauthentic manner, it will present itself in ways throughout your life that you will not want to see. They're not very pretty. The resentment will fester and you'll find yourself wanting to lash out on something else. You'll never be able to take ownership for what you want. You've never been able to see exactly what the issue is because you've been blinded by the clouds that surround you in your mists of untruth. Now, this is hardest with yourself. You have to confront yourself and ask, is what I'm doing in this very moment right? Not right for somebody else, not right for anybody else, but yourself. Is this right? Is what I'm doing now in alignment with my values? Is what I'm doing now in alignment with what I've sought out to do in life? If you've answered no to any of those questions in the slightest, in the back of your head, if there was a no that was just sitting there, maybe, perhaps, you are not living authentically. This is a daily practice. This is not something that is one and done. I personally have to struggle with this every day because I tend to want to placate others in order to sacrifice feelings, thoughts, or behaviors that I want to see in others. I don't generally like to be disliked. There are some people that have a greater resilience towards being disliked. Those people are very strong. But you need to build up the courage within yourself that no matter what, people are going to dislike you. There's a saying from a yoga instructor from a book I once read that I can't remember off the top of my head, but she had said that 30% of people will hate you for no reason. 30% of people will love you, and 30% of people will simply not care. Who are you going to live for? This is an important aspect to understand, that no matter what you do in life, even if you were simply there to placate everyone in existence solely because you were such a wonderful and benevolent person, you're ultimately not living authentically because something in the back of your mind is being sacrificed in order for you to placate everybody else. Prioritize yourself, prioritize your own truths, and you'll be able to live the life that you want, not the life somebody else purports to have for you. Be authentic. That is my most important advice that has led me through a lot of challenging times. Be authentic every day. It never stops, it never will, but know that it doesn't get easier, but it does get better. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you guys have any comments or feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to comment in the section below, or you can email me at the email down here. If you guys have any other questions or ideas, I'd love to spit them out and hash them out with you guys. So, thanks again for watching.